Hi fools, how you doing? We are doing a Tardis Wiki Roulette right now. We were talking about stuff though in the chat. So yeah, the reason why I don't do wild magic stuff on Something Blue Audio is because people don't come to Something Blue Audio for like video game stuff basically. So I just figured it would make more sense to grow a channel from scratch, write a YouTube channel from scratch specifically for that niche. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, if I was to start doing gaming content on Something Blue, then like fair enough, but like I wouldn't do the Doctor Who streams anymore. There'd be no reason for them to exist because I would just do gaming stuff. What did I miss? Nothing bad, nothing major. Hey Cookie Boy, hey Xavier. I was just explaining why I upload separate things to separate channels for like different niches and like audience build up and stuff. You know what I mean? Good to see you though, good to see you all. Alright, I'll put that in there. I'll put that in there. This is the wrong wheel. Why is Dennis Reynolds on? Okay, there we go. That's the right wheel. We are cooking now. Just had the quickest shower I could to get here. Oh my god. The Alan is giving you a sign. What sign is the Alan giving me? I can't interpret it. I need my specially trained team of Alanologists to interpret this sign for me, because I don't know what it means. I need your help interpreting this sign. We will manifest so today, will we? Will we indeed? Well, I hope so. So did I add your two? Let me see what your two are. Let me see if I found them. I don't see them. Where are they? Where are they? I don't see your two on here, Xavier. You're going to need to put them in again. You're going to need to put them in again. I don't see your two. Your doubt makes it less likely to happen. Come on, Soto. We need you here. I guess I'll also ask if you noticed your one. My one. I did not. I'm the best fan, by the way. Manifestation requires positive thinking. Haven't you read The Secret? God damn it. I suggested Ancient Alien. You suggested Ancient Alien, did you? Hey? Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed indeed. We'll see. We'll see. I think we're going to be fine though, personally. I don't think that they're going to show up. I do think that they're going to show up. Maybe not in the way that you expect it, but I do think they're going to show up. It didn't go through the damn chat filter. Why don't you send it to me on Discord, Xavier, and then I'll put it in. Margot, Maxine, that's one. That's one right there. Who is Soto, by the way? Soto is a person who watches the stream sometimes, and they are a friend of these people. Oh! Oh! There you go, I added it to the... I added dildo to the thing. There you go. Factory, everything is connected. Wait, is it this? Is it Dildo Factory? Is it that? Is it this? It's one entry. Okay. Okay. I think we're good now. I believe that we're good. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, baby.
Whoopaboo 677. Let's see what Whoopaboo 677 is. By the way, we're doing Baldur's Day dates tonight on Twitch, so you should totally come and check us out. Me and Feet are going to be streaming, so you should come and see that. You absolutely should. You absolutely should. Attendance is in fact compulsory. Alright, let's see. Where is it? Boom. There we go. There we go. The 677th issue of Waitrose and Partners Weekend was cover dated 14th of December 2023. Notably, this issue contained a mention of Doctor Who in a news article and an exclusive interview with Ruby Sunday actor Millie Gibson. Okay. Let's see. Who shot JR? Who watches The Watchmen? Okay, so did we ever find out why Gibson left? Why did Gibson leave? That's a good question. Why did I'm assuming you mean Millie Gibson and not Mel Gibson. I'm gonna make that leap. I'm gonna make that assumption. Even though it might make an ass out of you and me. Let's see. Who shot JR? Who watches The Watchmen? What else you got? What else you got? Give me things! Give me things! Probably an Eccleston 2.0. Tell me the drama. Give me the tea, because I don't hear anything, because I don't care. Except about drama. Give me drama. I feel like a messy bitch today. We lost the major order on Helldivers, so I'm very depressed. I'm kidding. I'm not. But we lost a lot of good people. And it's very sad. I heard a hint that she didn't get along with Gatwa that well. Ah, I see. So she's racist. I got you. But take that with a mountain of salt. When's she gonna end up on GB News, eh? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. What did you hear about them not getting on with Gatwa? What did you hear about that, Najawin? Give me specifics. Give me specific, gory, made-up details. Them being true is 100% optional. We live in a post-truth society, after all. Alright, let's spin the wheel again.
Yeah, baby.
At least Alan's happy. You got an ad for Rome? The chemistry between Gatwa and Gibson didn't make me think that they'd had a falling out or anything. You can never go by that, though. You can, like, never go by that. Because, like, sometimes actors can have really good chemistry and work really well together, but absolutely fucking hate each other. Like, it can happen. It can totally happen. Hell, look at fucking John Barrowman and Christopher Eccleston. They play great off each other, but, like, Christopher Eccleston fucking despised him. So... very vague, just saying that Gatwa was to blame both for Gibson leaving and for season 2 ending being a clusterfuck / season 3 being delayed. Where are you hearing this from so that I can look it up and find out for myself? It sounds like you're trying to protect my virgin ears, and I'm telling you, it's fine. Alright, let's see. Let's take a look at what we have next. What one? I completely lost track because we're talking about this. And I have the hiccups. We are going to Planet Galahad, apparently. That's exciting. It's exciting. I hear they have lovely mushrooms. Let's go to Galahad. In the comic book Time Sturgeon, Galahad was the home planet of the Croninids and the Time Surgeon, located in the star of Caractacus. It's the Time Lords. It's just clearly the Time Lords. Anyway, moving swiftly the fuck on to the wheel so that I can spin it again, because I want to spin it again. That would be lovely. Can you imagine a world where we spun the wheel again instead of just sitting here? Man. I'd sure love to live in a world like that.
Yeah, baby.
Can't share it in YouTube chat because it stops links. Can you share it tonight? Personally, you know, you could just join the Discord. Ah, shit. I mean, I won't be able to check it out tonight because I'll be doing Baldur's dates. So let's coordinate an operation right here. I've got an idea. Najawin. Check this, okay? Send the link to Xavier, who I know you're in contact with, and then Xavier can send the link to me. And then I can read it right now. Why don't we all synchronize watches, triangulate our positions, and get this done together as a family. Let's do it. Send it to Xavier so Xavier can send it to me. I'll open up my Discord like right now. Boop. And while that is happening, I'm going to look up this on the Tardis Wiki Roulette, but do it. Ah, I see. Fair enough. Okay. I mean, if someone doesn't want the showbiz rumors that they're spreading to be public, then fair enough. A child was a loomed youth of the great houses, with the plural thought form of being children. The terms were coined to different. This is stupid. This is fucking stupid. Going to differentiate the offspring of the houses from the offspring of the lesser species, since youth is relative, as is biology. That's fucking stupid. It's fucking lame. Let's have a look. I hate fucking up your own ass guffy Time Lord lore, man. It's so boring. During the war in heaven, House Miraflex and House Meteran used the term in common vernacular. Prior to the conflict, House Longbarrow, at least in the recollection of a prominent member, used the term loomling. The more common term time tot was sometimes used in the context of looming. Most houses loomed their children as full-grown adults and handled their mental development separately, but some children physically resembled the children of lesser species or even infants. Although one account suggested that the Doctor was loomed as a physical adult, and the 7th Doctor once remarked that he was not as young as I was. Mind you, I never was. Others suggested the Doctor had at one time been a physical child. At the age of 8, the Master appeared as a child. The 13th Doctor once claimed that there were no teenagers on Gallifrey during her own youth, but referenced being regressed into a child when she learned of her origin as a de-aged and memory-wiped form of the timeless child. As late as the age of 200 year, a Time Lord was considered a boy, though he physically appeared as an elderly man. This is such fucking vomit, man. I hate this. I tell you what, I hate the timeless child as well, but it's 100 times better than whatever the fuck this is supposed to be. I do not like that. Okay. Where are you, you fools? The Time Lords did go from a Dune phase, yes? Okay. Let's get back to work. Alright, let's spin the wheel again. This is stupid. This is stupid. I tell you what, man. Like, stop trying to explain the Time Lords. Make them mysterious again. You know what? I would have it be that everything you learned is a lie. And you know what you replace that with? Fucking nothing. Take them back. Take them back. We need to return to mystery. It's just Game of Thrones with worse fashion and stupider names. And bear in mind, there's a character in Game of Thrones called Eddard. There's another character called Hot Pie. Okay. Right, we're on the wheel. I keep losing track because I can't think of a reason to focus.
Yeah, baby.
The novel Ring of Fire. Is anyone else, like, outside of just, like, gossip about behind the scenes stuff? Because, I mean, that stuff's fun. Let's be real. Outside of that, is anyone else just kind of, like, over Doctor Who? Because that's kind of how I feel. And I get that as a Doctor Who content creator, that's not, like, a great thing to say. But, like, it's also the reality that I live in. Day to day, I just don't know if I can bring myself to care anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Oh man, my hair's crazy right now. Why is it like that? Right, there we go. That's not better. Dark Gently is better. We should bring it back. We should. Anything else. Just anything else. You know what I'm saying? I don't know though. Just like... It's tricky, man. It's tricky. Because like... How many times have we gone through... Oh, don't worry. This era might be bad. And more people are leaving. But like... It'll get better next time. Like, how many times are we going to be forced to believe that? Like, because we were forced to believe that, like, when Jodie Whittaker took over, and then we were forced to believe that when, like, the 60th happened, and then we were forced to believe that with, like, RTD2. And Spyfall left the show gut shot. I think so as well. I don't think the show ever recovered from Spyfall. It's dead, it's just slowly bleeding out. Yeah, man, I don't know. And like, without Doctor Who, like, what am I gonna do? What's something blue gonna do? You know what I'm saying? It's a hard one. And that's something that I've been like grappling with a lot lately. That's something that I've been like thinking about a lot lately. It's just like, what is the future of this? You know what I mean? Is there a future to this? Doctor Who could work if it had a James Gunn-like soft reboot. Yeah, no, there's lots of ways you could make it work, but are any of those going to happen? Like, it'd be cool to say, oh, hey, it'd be cool if this took place. OG something with Blue Audio series, maybe. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a hard one. Politely, this is why I've been suggesting other wiki roulettes to try and expand. I know, but every time I do it, it doesn't work that way. Every time, I've tried like going into other wikis, like groups and stuff, and like getting people excited about coming in, and that hasn't worked out. Like, I don't know, it's tricky. Alright. Let's see, alright. Rings of Fire was the 7th novel in the Thunderbirds book series and the 3rd to be published by Armada Books. It was written by John Thaden and published in October 1996. It was notable for featuring the Doctor Who universe character of Nikita Bandranaik. Thunderbirds in trouble. International Rescue is forced to fight for its existence against the sinister Hood. Even the World Navy seems against the Traceys. It wants to use Tracy Island to test an atomic missile. It looks as if Jeff Tracy must either break security or see his organization in ruins. But did the Hood triumph too soon? Brains has a plan. With the help of Lady Penelope and her Cockney chauffeur Parker, Scott Tracy and his brother can save themselves and the world. All the incredible gadgets of the 6-wheeled pink rolls and International Rescue's Atomic Thunderbirds are used to... It's difficult wanting a roulette for a franchise I like and a wiki that's good. Those two ideas rarely cross over. There are good wikis for franchises I care about. Don't care about bad wikis for franchises I do. And even then, like, you've got to do it enough times that people who would be interested in that will come on and participate in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very high risk for a very tiny reward. And, like, because at best, you're going to get 2 or 3 people, like, coming in from those things, and of those 2 or 3 people, maybe 1 will stick around long term until they get upset by something and never come to the stream again, which does seem to happen fairly often. So I'm not sure what the place for it is, because like, I don't know, I would hate to like limp on past like the expiration date for this as well. Because there is one. It's inherently, like, not a limitless, like, concept. We've seen this borne out by, like, the wheel going up and down and shit. Let's see. Okay, let's spin it again. North Korea, oh no! Okay. In all seriousness, it's a lot to think about for both fans and for content creators who focus on Who. Well, I think that the content creators who are like... I think the content creators who are already really in a really like comfortable spot are gonna stay that way, but I do think that you're gonna see like an exodus of like small to mid content creators like me. Absolutely. There are many interesting pages, but far too long for a stream like this. Yeah, And another thing to like consider, and I'm gonna be like completely honest with you now, because you're my audience and I respect you. Another thing to consider is that like my Twitch has been popping off like quite well, and it's at the point now where in terms of like stuff like ad revenue and stuff, it's outdoing the YouTube. So there's gonna come a point where like me continuing to do these is gonna be hurting my bottom line. And once that happens, it's gonna be in like a real tricky situation. And I've tried loads of different methods for like expanding it and stuff, and just nothing seems to take. And if that's going to happen, I would rather that we go forward knowing that that could be the case and try to like, you know, go out of a bang, basically. Oh, so Venom and I should just stop watching Twitch to encourage you to do this. I mean, I got off Rivals for you. What more do you want? I think Doctor Who needs to end on a high note, making the fans want more than going on forever and dying slowly. I think the DWEU will live on longer than this show, but not forever. Yeah. Alright. North Korea was an Asian nation in the peninsula of Korea. The Korean peninsula was divided into North and South as early as 1950. The Korean War involved the two countries. If this is a history lesson about the Korean War in disguise, this wiki page, I am here for it. Let's learn some stuff together. Okay, in the wake of Miracle Day in 2011, the North Korean regime viewed its population as immortal soldiers and mobilized troops. Okay. In the 1950s, the 11th Doctor played and won a game of drafts against the ruler of North Korea. The Doctor recalled that the game would mean that two Koreas would reunite amicably in 90 years' time and have real estate on the moon, but he was not too sure of the detail. It's a very irresponsible thing to write. According to Jade Chance, North Korea was at the center of fuss as they were trying to create nuclear material. By the year 2009, North Korea was part of the worldwide nuclear grid overseen by UNIT. In the wake of Miracle Day in 2011, the North Korean regime viewed its population as immortal soldiers and mobilized troops along the border with South Korea. The 10th Doctor compared Castle Extremis to a scenario in which North and South Korea decided to ditch their weapons programs and buy Alton Towers. According to reports in 2014, Doctor Who was among the few foreign media the BBC was seeking to export to North Korea alongside Top Gear and Teletubbies, as per negotiations between North Korean state broadcaster, Korean Central Television and the BBC and the UK Foreign Office. These programs would have been broadcast on North Korean television. However, the deal does not appear to have ever been finalised. Typically, foreign media is strictly regulated and these programs would have been no exception. As a result of these negotiations, some tabloids erroneously claimed North Korea had already started broadcasting Doctor Who. Can't see the wiki? Oh no. Oh no. There you go. Still one of their big money earners, apparently worldwide and on merchandise. Yeah, but like, it's not a very fertile ground for content creators. That's the thing. Like, you can be a content creator that focuses on all different kinds of franchises, and like you have a fairly decent shot of making it, like if you're pretty good. I know tons of Doctor Who content creators who absolutely should be like making buco bucks, but they aren't getting anywhere because, I mean, it's so hostile to them. Just updated a couple Watchmen related pages with images and stuff. That's cool. So long as people signal with their dollars that they want it more than the resources needed to create it, the BBC will continue to evaluate it as something worth making. Doesn't help the BBC unfairly copyright strikes footage used under fair use and stuff. Oh, technically speaking, so according to the BBC's policy with regards to Doctor Who, you're not even allowed to make Doctor Who YouTube videos talking about Doctor Who, Xavier. Technically, Mr. Tardis and Fairies aren't allowed to make their content. The BBC just like lets them because it benefits them, you know what I mean? You're not even allowed to review it, technically. They're allowed to just banhammer you whenever they want. So, it's very, very hostile to content creators. And then, meanwhile, you have, like... meanwhile, you have, like, Marvel, which they are actively trying to copy and failing. Like, putting fucking content creators in their movies and shit. They are stuck in the last damn century. I completely agree. I completely agree. Or hell, you just look at what games are doing. You look at fucking, you know, Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is a really good example of, like, the better way of doing this. You know, in Baldur's Gate 3, the actors and the a lot of the people who worked on the game will collaborate with content creators to make content. Sega just straight up hires fan game makers. Yeah, exactly. Like, I did fucking Marvel... I know that, whatever, Marvel Rivals, boo, hiss, whatever. But, like, when I was streaming Marvel Rivals, I was getting offered sponsorships and shit from Marvel. I think fair use is often misapplied in YouTube videos, and a lot of the things people think are fair use aren't, but the BBC is definitely a bit trigger happy. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Najawin. You know, one of the things I studied was copyright law. Back when I went to university, so I have like a better understanding of it than like the average person. And yeah, no, the BBC is like flagrantly aggressive and unlawful with how they enforce copyright law. I remember someone being striped for using footage in a review. It's about how you use the footage though, Xavier. It's very tricky. It's very tricky to like prove that you're using it in good faith. You know what I'm saying? Your review has to be directly related to the footage in question. Yes, it does. It absolutely does. It absolutely does. Okay. I don't remember enough about it now. It's been a while. Well, the real issue is not... the real issue is not whether or not the use of the footage contravenes fair use. That is not the point. The point is that they have an opportunity to create an environment that's friendly to content creators that will make their brand stronger, and they don't do it. You can't be like talking about Weeping Angels in general. I'm just putting up clips of Blink, for instance. You need to be talking about the specific scene in order to show it. Unless you're Watch Mojo. Unless you're a corporate YouTube channel. You know what I mean? Then you're allowed to steal as much footage as you fucking want, and the BBC won't bat an eye. But if you're a 17-year-old autistic kid, and you're talking about Village of the Angels, and you put up 3 seconds of Blink, fuck you! Fuck you, Banhammer! Banhammer! We'll be seeing you in court, sonny. Oi, mate, you got a license for that footage? You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. And, like, I've spent years laboring under these hostile conditions, trying to make this work and trying to make this a successful channel. And it's wild to me, right? I spent the whole of last year trying to get monetized, And this year I started doing Twitch, and I'm already doing better on Twitch in terms of just like what I'm bringing in than I am on this channel, even though this channel has 36 times the fucking followers and audience. I don't know, man. I don't know. All right. All right, let's see. Let's go to Wheel of Names and spin again.
Yeah, baby.
Cheese sandwich. Cheese sandwich. And UK law is even worse, right, than US fair use, hence the BBC. Yes, it's very like old media biased. Okay. A cheese sandwich was a sandwich containing cheese. I want to look up what the specific differences are, because I don't want to try and like whole cloth them. Oh wow! So like you're not even allowed under UK's interpretation of fair use to use footage from Doctor Who at all in any YouTube video that you intend on making money through. So like Mr. Tardis is breaking it, Davis is breaking it, Faries is breaking it. Like if you want to be a Doctor Who YouTube creator, just don't use footage from the show. Just talk to a fucking just talk to camera. Just talk to camera. And if you see the YouTube people being like, you need to make your stuff more visually interesting, just know that they're wrong and the BBC is right. Yeah, no, that's wild. So you're only allowed to use it for, let's see, for private study or non-commercial research. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I think that we might be cooked on this one. I think that we might be fried here, guys. What would you do in my shoes?
Yeah, baby.
Novel 6, the unproduced novel. I lost a viewer. That's fine. I'm sorry. I apologize for this. No, you're fine, Naja. Don't worry about it. Don't dare apologize. I really don't give a fuck. Really don't give a shit. An untitled novel. Gain free, never mind, it's based. It is based. It is based. People always tune in whenever I suddenly start being based. You know this. Oh, we just lost one. And another. Oh, man. Oh, man. Alright, I'll have a read of this. I see Lawrence Miles' name in there, so I know this is going to be pretty good. This is going to be good content. Hang on. There you go. Lawrence Miles mentioned it's Jova. True. Is that Craig? Alright, an untitled novel nicknamed Novel 6 by Lars Pearson was named Man Norwegian Press's planned 6 Faction Paradox novel intended to follow Kelly Hale's Erasing Sherlock. Series creator Lawrence Miles planned Novel 6 with Pearson to reward faithful readers of the series by radically altering the shape of the warren. By Pearson's description, it was to be, for lack of a better term, epic, a cornerstone book, and world-shattering / insert cataclysmic term to taste. Another author was meant to write it for release in 2006. However, due to the amount of planning involved, the official announcement was delayed until late 2005. In my head, the Faction series is what I think Star Wars is like, a piece of visceral dynamic art in which scale, tone and motion are all that matter, and the sci-fi setting is almost irrelevant. Yet in practice it always ends up closer to what sci-fi fantastic Star Wars is like, an adolescent wank fantasy in which space outlaws are cool, and Revenge of the Sith isn't as good as a shitty spin-off novel about Boba Fett climbing out of the Sarlacc before having high-tech bounty hunting adventures with the third monster on the left from Jabba's palace. Every time I come back to Faction Paradox, I tell myself that I'm going to make a fresh start and do it properly, and every time I'm thwarted by the fact that the whole project was mired in geekery from the very start. Following the return of Doctor Who to television in 2005, sales of Faction Paradox books declined as readers became more and more focused on the new Doctor Who series, which did not leave much room for the spin-off ranges. As a result, Erasing Sherlock was the final So basically, your best case scenario in the Wilderness Years 2, if you continue making Doctor Who content, right, is to achieve some mild success and then have all of that wither away and die when the new Doctor Who comes out and you are promptly blacklisted and all of your ideas will show up in the main show. And that's the best case scenario. Am I wrong? To be fair, Black Miles was blacklisted because he was an ass. To be unfair, the people that blacklisted him defended John Barrowman and Noel Clarke. Alright. What did he do again? I forgot. The Time War. Woman wasn't blacklisted, she just didn't want to work on TV. To be fair though, Lawrence wished death on the... No, I know he's like crazy now, but like, we're not talking about that Lawrence Miles, we're talking about early 2000s Lawrence Miles. before he had his life ruined. Not the one there's 20 after 20 years of like bitterness and rejection and heartache and bitterness and seeing ideas that you created go on to achieve massive success for someone else. And bitterness. Like, the Lawrence Miles is a complicated subject, radioactive cheese now in barbecue garlic flavor. Parkin isn't blacklisted, Mars isn't, etc. Just Miles. Yeah. We do love Paul Mars, that is true. That is true. I would point out that, like, a lot of those people are, like, willing to play the TV industry game, and, like, I am not. Alright, Cornell and Sherman wrote for the show, that is true. That is true. Okay. Cornell and Sherman wrote for the show, that is true. Who among those is willing to play the game, Cornell? I mean... Okay. Let's take a look. Back at the wheel.
Yeah, baby.
Butter! Let's take a look at butter. Where don't we? Okay. Boom, boom. Butter was a spread made from milk, particularly the fat it contained. Types of butter included yak butter and cocoa butter. One of the three universal constants was toast always falling butter side down, along with Planck's quantum of action and the reaction of someone entering the TARDIS for the first time. Indeed, on 11th of June 2011, the reader of a guide for time travelers dropped their breakfast and the toast landed butter side down. The author noted that this is a fixed point in time and warned the reader to not attempt to avert it or they could destroy the universe. Bread and butter was the combination of bread with butter. Similarly, buttered toast could be created by spreading butter onto toast. Butter was also seemingly used in chip sandwiches. Tea could be made with yak butter. Butter and cocoa butter were also listed as ingredients of Millingdale's Death by Chocolate ice cream on their website's Our Flavors page. Okay, as a child, Amy Pond served the 11th Doctor bread and butter. He didn't like it and threw it away, saying, "And stay out!" Learning that a Slovene feared Clyde Langer's cold chip sandwich, Maria Jackson briefly suggested the Slovene were allergic to butter before Sarah Jane Smith recalled seeing a Slovene eating a sandwich. The 10th Doctor helped Layla make butter. Tibetans made tea with yak butter in it to fortify them from the cold. Ruth made buttered toast for breakfast on her birthday. The 11th Doctor once visited a universe made entirely out of butter. Alright. Let's go on here now.
Yeah, baby.
Milk! Oh god, it's a long page. Of course it is. Alright. Milk was a liquid secreted by mammals to feed their young. Different species could usually consume the milk of other species, as humans and Time Lords commonly did with the milk of cows. It was often used as an accompaniment to tea. The Ninth Doctor once implied that there was something unique in the universe about the milk that came from cow, that he regularly had to return to Earth just to get milk. Oof. The 10th Doctor later told Martha that he normally went to a farm in 9th century France for his milk. Whether the female of a species exuded milk from its nipples or from simple ducts to nurture its young was one of the defining traits of mammals. Similar nourishing substances were produced by non-mammalian species. Malmooth could drink their own internal milk, while the green milk produced by Scaracens was fed on by the Zygons. The only known cure for Spectrox toxema was the milk from a queen bat, a species native to Androzani Minor. The queen with the... Jesus Christ. The seemingly male Sontarans could be gene spliced to produce milk. Strax was very proud that he could produce magnificent quantities of lacquid fluid and offered to nurse Melody Pond. Milk was often used by other species as a drink. The humans of milk harvested and drank the milk of the cows. Milk was sold in cartons or glass bottles and been delivered by milkmen. In some locations, such as the planet Snow, milk was sold in a milk market. Milk was often used in tea and coffee to add taste. It was sometimes drunk warm as a sleep aid. Like humans, cats often drank milk on one occasion. They made the cats of the United Kingdom vulnerable to alien attack. When a fungus from space found its way into Britain's milk supply, cats all over the country turned on their owners in a series of savage attacks. Oh. The last thing that Ross Lee had told his mum before he became trapped in the BBC rubbish tip was apparently that he was going out for a pint of milk. The TARDIS... There's just so many fucking references to milk. No. I'm putting my foot down. I have video editing to do, so I'm gonna see all you guys on Thursday. I'll be on Twitch tonight though. But I have far too much to do. I'll catch you guys later. Bye!